Welcome everyone. Today we're going to make Oat and Honey Bites. This is a recipe that came from honey.com. It of course starts with honey. It's 1/3 of a cup of honey. Rolled oats, 1½ cups is what you'll need. I have sliced almonds here, 1/2 cup. A dark chocolate bar. You could use as much as you want. I'm going to use the whole thing, just cut it up in little pieces and roll it in. This is dried cranberries, going to use 1/2 cup for that. 2/3 of a cup of natural peanut butter, we like this brand. And then at the end you're going to put a dash of vanilla extract. I'll provide you with the quantities at the end of the video. So the general process, which you'll see me do, is you mix together the dry ingredients, you mix together the wet ingredients, and then you mix the two together, make sure all the dry ingredients are coated. You're going to put it in the refrigerator a little so it stiffens up, hardens up from the cold, and then you'll take it out, form it into balls, and it'll be ready to eat. No need to cook in this recipe. So let's get everything weighed and measured, and we'll get ready to assemble our recipe. So I got everything measured out. Let's just put the dry ingredients in. I'll start with my rolled oats. You'll note that I have the almonds in a frying pan. I like to toast them just a little bit. The recipe doesn't call for that, but if you just heat them through, warm them up a little bit, it releases the oils and it makes them toast a little, give a little toasty, nutty flavor to it. So I think that's the right way to do it. Chopped my chocolate bar up. Had a couple tastes of that. That was really good. Cranberries. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix these together. Everything's going to get mixed really well, but it's helpful to just have the stuff mixed in. I thought about making this in a trial run here because we're going to have a meeting for our Beekeepers Association where we do honey recipes, and I thought it would be neat to try this out and see if this is one that I want to bring to the party. So in here I have my honey and my peanut butter measured. You might have noticed we have natural peanut butter that's chunky. I like that, and I think it'll give a good texture to this. You could use the smooth kind if you don't worry about that. That's fine too. I'm just going to give it a quick mix here in my measuring cup. And this is a plunge router, so I can just plunge this thing out, plunge measure cup, and scrape it off. If you're putting honey in a measuring cup, sometimes it gets really sticky and difficult to get out. Spray it with a little cooking oil first. It'll take it right out. The last thing to add to it is 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. In recipes like this where you're not cooking it, I would say the better way to do this is to do it with real vanilla extract. Don't use the fake stuff. And I'm just going to sprinkle that on. Now all that's left to do is to mix it, and for that I have an old chopstick that I use, and the goal here is to just get every single dry ingredient coated with some of the wet peanut butter, honey, vanilla extract. So one of the things about this recipe, if you go to honey.com, it includes chia seeds. I don't happen to have any. It's not something I keep on hand in the pantry, but you could certainly find them in a lot of grocery stores these days. So what I'm doing here is I am just mixing this so I make sure that every single dry ingredient is coated and sticky and will stay together when I squeeze it together in a ball later. And I want to make sure I get every single one coated. Now you noticed I used a dark chocolate. I bought a premium dark chocolate. Again, with a recipe that you're not cooking and that you're going to eat out of hand, it's always best to buy the best ingredients if you can. So I've done a pretty good job here. What I'm going to do now is take this and put it in the refrigerator, let it sit for about 10-15 minutes till it cools off. That should make it a little firmer, and then I'll be able to take it out and shape it into bite-sized balls so that you can eat later. So here you see the finished product, the little Oat and Honey Bites. They're the perfect size for a little pop in the mouth. It was really important to keep them cold, and I formed them into little balls. You really have to pack them tight together Sometimes they get a little sticky. Just wet your hands and press them together. If they start to get difficult to keep bound together, put them back in the refrigerator and let them cool off some. We ate a bunch of these while we were making them. This pile should have probably been this big. They're perfect. If you look at them, they've got a little chocolate, a little cranberry, they've got the sweetness from the honey, and they've got a peanut butter flavor that is perfect. Nice little crunch and texture to them, and they are perfect for just popping in the mouth. So try out the recipe. You're not going to be disappointed. They are really, really good. Thanks for watching, everybody.